Mm. Hey, Brooke Scholars! Welcome back to Remote Learning with me, Mr. Scott. Happy Tuesday, May 19th, my friends. How are you today? Ready for a little bit of reading? Let's do this. We're going to talk today all about retell. And when we are retelling a story that we have read, there are certain things that always need to go into your retell. Doesn't matter what kind of a fiction story it is. Some of the things that you know you should include in a retell include the setting of the story, where and when it takes place, who are the main characters, and then what is the problem that these characters are dealing with. And then, of course, you get the solution and possibly a lesson at the end of the story. Now, most scholars tend to forget that in order to really show that you have completely understood what has happened, it's more than just telling the events in the right order. And one of the most important parts to a really good retell is making sure that you're including information about the character's feelings. We know the excuse me. We know the character feelings are changing all of the time. And it's very important that as readers, we stop and think and notice how these feelings are changing, what is causing them to change. Now, we can identify a character's feelings by thinking about what the character says, what the character does, and what the character thinks. There's a lot of big feelings in today's fiction story. I can tell you that. So we're going to make sure that when we are reading, we're paying attention to what's happening in the story at all times. And then at the end of the video, I'm going to ask you guys to pause the video and retell the story. And then I'll give you my retelling and we'll see if our retellings line up correctly. Are you ready? Here we go. Ready for the race. Do you want to come with me? Kelly asked her brother as she rolled her bike out of the garage. I'm going to meet some friends at the bike course down the block. We're going to practice for the race next week. No thanks, Marcus replied as he bounced a ball in the driveway. Sam's coming over to play basketball. Kelly rode off on her bike while Marcus waited for his friend. Marcus was fast, and he usually did well in most sports. He didn't think it would help if he practiced the course. It could be hilly or sandy, and Marcus knew he would still speed along. When race day finally arrived, Marcus and Kelly put on their helmets and rode their bikes to the Oak Park trails with their parents. My stomach feels like I swallowed some butterflies, Kelly told Marcus when he saw the crowd of kids. They joined the other bike riders behind some bright orange cones. Kelly is always nervous, Marcus thought. Don't worry, you'll do fine, he said as he focused on the road ahead. As soon as the starter yelled, Go! Marcus's legs pumped up and down like two machines. He quickly zoomed to the front of the pack. A few minutes later, he was zipping down the trail, and there wasn't anyone ahead of him. Marcus raced along the trail. He bumped over tree roots and rode past some pine trees. Then the path looped around a pond. Marcus was surprised that the course was so long. His tired legs felt like they weighed 100 pounds. All at once, a flash of color caught his eye. There was a line of bike riders on the trail ahead of him. How could this be? Marcus groaned to himself as he pushed forward. I must have taken a wrong turn and made an extra loop in the course, he thought. Marcus gritted his teeth and pushed his achy muscles harder. He realized his speed alone wouldn't be enough this time. Knowing the course was just as important. He edged past a couple of bike riders, but he couldn't reach the riders who were in the lead. After the race, Marcus saw his sister at the finish line, and he rode over to her. Wow, you must have done a good job in the race. What place did you get? Marcus asked Kelly. I came in third place. Mom and Dad said I would even receive a medal, Kelly answered excitedly. That's great. I came in ninth place, but I'll do better next year because I'll be smart enough to practice the course with you, Marcus replied with a grin. Very good, my friends. Okay, time to stop and think. Are you prepared to retell this fiction story? Well, here's what I want you to do. Hit pause on this video right now. You know where the pause button is. You know what to do. Smash that pause button. Hit the pause button and then retell what just happened in that story. Okay? Do that now. Go. All right. How'd your retell go? Did you remember to include character feelings? I hope so. Okay, well, let's see what's happening here. We'll start with the setting. The setting has a big change from one place to another place, but we begin at Marcus and Kelly's house, in their driveway, actually. All right, the characters, Marcus and Kelly, are the two main characters in this story. So, what's happening? Well, in the beginning, Marcus is playing basketball and waiting for his friend Sam to show up. And his little sister Kelly comes out of the garage with her bicycle and she says, "Hey, I'm going to go practice the riding on the bike course." And because there's the big race next week, and Kelly invites her brother along. "Would you like to come along and practice with me on the course?" And Marcus says, "Nah, no, not really. I'm just going to stay here, wait for Sam, and play some basketball." And then we were told by the narrator that Marcus is quite an athlete. He plays sports. He's usually pretty good at sports. So he just thought he was going to be super fast, faster than anyone else, and he didn't really need to practice the course no matter what it looked like. So Kelly went off with her friends and she practiced the course. And it's a good thing she did. So then the setting changes quite dramatically. Okay, then we go over to the actual course. So it's a week later. So not only has the setting changed in where they are, but when they are, it's also changed. It sounds like in that week, I don't know if Kelly did any more practicing, but we know that Marcus didn't. He didn't take any of that time to practice going on the race loop. We gets there, and here's some character feelings for you. Kelly is feeling. How is she feeling at the beginning of the race? She's feeling nervous, anxious, worried, excited, wants to do really, really well, but it describes her having butterflies in her stomach. And so, you're nervous, getting like stage fright, you're worried about whether you're going to do well or not. So then what? So then they have the race. The race begins. Go! Says the starter. And so all of the racers race off on their bikes. And Marcus, of course, because he's super fast, makes it right up to the front. And that's a great start. But then we have the big problem. What's the problem in this story? Yeah, he didn't know where he was going. And in a race, it's kind of important to know where you're going. You really should have practiced, Marcus. Shame on you. So anyway, the race continues, and then all of a sudden, Marcus is feeling really tired and he's really confused as well. Remember that? He was confused. He was like, "What is going on? Why is this race so long? Why is this?" And then he sees other racers and he realizes that he's now at the back of the pack. He's fallen to last place because he didn't know where he was going and he took a wrong turn. He did an extra loop that he didn't have to do. And so now he was not in the lead anymore. He was at the back. And so then he gritted his teeth. Now he's feeling really determined. "Come on, I can do this." And he starts off again. He's really, really going fast. So he gets, up to ninth place. But that's as far as he can get because everyone else is so far ahead of him because he got lost and took wrong turns. Then we have a really, really nice moment at the end. This just shows the wonderful connection between these two characters because Marcus could have been really, really angry. He was angry with himself on the during the race, but at the end, he talked to Kelly, and he's not angry at her. He's really excited for her that she got third place and that she's going to be getting a medal. And he says, "I'm proud of you." So I just love that relationship between brother and sister. They really support one another. They're respectful of each other, kind to one another. Really, really nice. And then, of course, Marcus finally admits to, this was the resolution to the story. He admits that, really should practice, and that's what he's going to do for next year's race. It sounds like it's an annual race. It happens once every year. Next year, he's going to practice the course with Kelly before the race takes place, and that's kind of the lesson that he learned. The resolution. What do you think? Did your retell match my retell? Did they include similar things? Did you have all of those character feelings in there? Nice work, my friends. All right, well, listen, here's what you need to do now. Answer all the multiple choice questions, answer those short answer questions, take a picture of your work, and then upload it on Seesaw. I cannot wait to read your responses. And that's it from me, my friends. Have a great rest of your day. From me, Mr. Scott, the ultimate champion, I want you to have a wonderful, wonderful day. And I'll see you back here on the world's greatest YouTube channel. Until tomorrow, my friends,